Welcome. My name's Kelly Lessel. I want to give you a simple look at a life-changing idea. How can I love God with my mind? Many of us have been taught I need to have a daily quiet time, read my Bible, memorize scripture, and yes, I agree. However, I want to take a deeper look at the working of our mind. God talks about our minds all throughout scripture. Romans 1:21 through 22, Paul says, "For although they knew God, they did not honor him as God or give thanks to him, but they became futile in their thinking, and their foolish hearts were darkened. Claiming to be wise, they became fools." I wonder if I'm allowing my thoughts to be futile, if I'm filling my mind with things that are maybe making me think I may be wise. I may be claiming I'm wise, but am I a fool? I don't want to be futile in my thinking. And so by contrast, Paul says in Romans 12:2, "Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect." God tells us repeatedly in Scripture to be intentional, to direct our minds and thoughts on Him. That's what we're going to do in this class. We're going to talk about how to do that. We're going to talk about how to test our thoughts, how to be transformed by the renewal of our mind. Colossians 3:2, "Set your minds on things above, not on things that are on earth." Matthew 22:36 through 37, "What's the greatest commandment?" they asked Jesus. "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind." It is all through Scripture. I'm going to keep giving you more. Isaiah 26:3, "You keep him in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on you because he trusts in you." What would it look like to have a mind that was trained to stay on Christ, to pray without ceasing, so that whether we're alone or with other people or in a quiet time or doing the dishes or in class or talking to a friend, whatever we might be doing, what would it be like if our mind was trained to stay on Christ? That is what I want to teach in this class. It is a simple idea. It is a little harder to master. It just takes practice. That's it. So that's what we're going to do. Let's see. Romans 8:6, "For to set the mind on the flesh is death, but to set the mind on the Spirit is life and peace." Sign me up for the life and the peace. Jeremiah 11:20, "O Lord of hosts, who judges righteously, who tests the heart and the mind." There's that word tests again. Paul tells us to test our thoughts, and here we see that God is testing our thoughts. If God is testing my thoughts, I want to make sure I know what's in there and that I am doing what I can to set my mind on Him. Revelation 2:23, again, "I am He who searches mind and heart," says Jesus. Psalm 26:2, "Prove me, O Lord, and try me. Test my heart and my mind." 1 Peter 1:13, "Therefore, preparing your minds for action and being sober-minded, set your hope fully on the grace that will be brought to you at the revelation of Jesus Christ." That starts with preparing your minds for action. I believe that setting our minds on Christ, being renewed in our thinking, not having futile thinking, these are all ways of preparing our minds for action. Let's do that in this class. Let's prepare our minds for action. The goal of this class is to create a habit of testing and discerning my thoughts, leading to regularly being transformed by the renewal of my mind, resulting in greater authentic intimacy with God, both in quiet and in normal activities. I hope you'll join me on this adventure.